Hey y'all, today as a 90s baby, I am thoroughly disappointed. Thoroughly disappointed that all this stuff was happening on Nickelodeon and you just watching it as an innocent child. You don't know what's really happening. But I'm gonna wait till some more people pop up, y'all. Happy Friday, happy Friday. Okay. But I wrote like a few lists of things that I really just wanted to get, rolling. And the very first thing I really want to get to is Amanda Bynes. And I want to start with her, and I really want to start with her character, Tank. That was beyond sickening. And to know what the word taint mean, which is allegedly the male's private between his butt, and it's like the in between part. That's what taint mean. Thank y'all for the like. That's what Tank means. So that's what he made Amanda Bynes' character, and he reminds me of another artist that I'm not going to even bring in this, but they do things in front of you, right? It's literally right in front of you, and it's so in front of you that you tend to miss it. That's the rough part, because you got to be able to catch it, but you going to miss it, especially Tank. And then the whole pickle boy with some little kids, and then you seen how they took the doorknob off and then he served them the pickle through the hole. Like, who does that? That's very disgusting. And then I want to bring this up. Tell me what y'all think about this. So some people allege that SpongeBob is trying to tell us all this stuff was going on by the word Dirty Dan, and then the whole pickle boy situation. I don't know how true that is, but I see what you did there. If you tried to, even though we didn't catch you, but I see what you did there. Another problem I had with the whole over sexualizing children. My thing is, all the adults there and nobody said nothing because they cared about their Kobe. They cared about their check and their check only. They didn't care about the safety or the well-beings of their children. I mean, of those children. They was just worried about a check. And I get you got bills to pay. Okay, I get it. You got bills to pay. You have to do what you got to do. But at the same time, at the expense of watching these kids, because to me, you an accessory. You an accessory if you sat there and watch them kids go through something and you ain't do nothing. Like, you ain't do no backhand nothing. Like, you ain't have to do it in front of them or let them know. You could have did something, but it's like everybody failed them. Everybody failed them. And then when it comes to the parents, I do feel like the parents should have been more involved. If somebody told the parent you got to leave the room, why? What is it that you have to tell my child that you can't tell me? That's just me. But I understand the parents' perspective of not trying to cause trouble. But is your child being a star worth the trouble and the havoc that that child is going to go through later on in life? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think you have to make a real smart decision because at the end of the day, you're that child's advocate. Hey, Tamiri and Harmony. But you have to be that child's advocate. Nobody else is speaking up for that child but you. So you have to say something or that child is just going to endure it. Like when the mother, I'm trying to think of the mother name. What's her name? Brandy. Brandy mom. All this evidence, all this stuff that happened to her, she's talking about, I don't want to call 911 because I didn't want. What do you mean you didn't want to call 911? He sent your child, a picture of his private part. And that's the problem. Like, you have to be an advocate for your child because who else is going to speak for them? You think the producers care? No, they just want money. That's why they allowed this go on for decades and decades. Like, the parents do got to do better, but we're not gonna shift the focus off Dan and the rest of them. But I mean, they do. You feel me? Play a part. Hey, Deandra, child. And then the next part, the way that they had the foot as the symbol. When I say hiding in plain sight, they literally told us he had a foot fetish. Then all the kissing of the feet. Now I'm a '90s four baby, so I missed the Ariana Grande part. I left right before that. I was in the Drake and Josh era. By the time Ariana Grande came, baby, I was on UPN watching, adult shows. But when it came to yeah, showing in plain sight, I think that's so dangerous. And I think it's important to question everything. Important to question everything to make sure you get clarity of what's going on. Oh, y'all talked about having the parents. And this is something that I do not like, right? When your child have the pressure to feed the family, they're not going to speak because they know that all that pressure is on them to pay bills, and I don't like that. I really don't like that. I think if your child wants to go for entertainment or music for fun, that's cool. But to put all that pressure on your child to feed your grown ass and all them other kids, that's not fair to them. Because you heard one of the other child actors say, I didn't want to say nothing because I knew I was trying to get my family in a better predicament. I knew everybody was counting on me. I just don't think that's fair for a child to have that type of pressure. I don't think that's cool. I feel like if you trying to live vicariously through your child, you should go and do that. Put yourself through that. And then not only you putting the pressure on your child, then you going to let them endure that on top of having the pressure to feed their family. That's wild. That's wild. Oh, happy birthday. Ugh, that is so irritating. And then the way they pin the parents together. See, that's why when you come to the industry, you got to come solid. You got to come solid because the way they pin Drake father and Drake's mother against each other just so they can have their way with that boy, that should have never happened. Never happened. Y'all have to be on one. If you gotta fake it till you make it, because you're one team, you're one dynamic. You can't let that happen because you see the moment they see it's trouble. Oh, it's trouble in the home. And this is what a lot of predators do. Find people who got troubling homes, who don't really have people they can talk to. They see a little problem. Oh yeah, I'm finna go. This the moment. This the moment. Sickening, bro. And the fact, pause. The fact that Dan is out there doing interviews right now. And that makes it harder for people who probably are going through this now. Because it's like, what's gonna happen? They gonna do a little probation. Power talks everything. It don't matter what you do. If you got power, you could do the worst of the worst. You can get yourself out of it, and it does a disservice to the victims. And for future victims, when things happen, they're gonna be scared to speak out because they see that money and power is gonna wash all that up. And it's like watching this as a child, you just have no idea. You just thinking it's so fun. I remember I wanted to be on Zoe 101. I wanted to be on campus like that. Like, I wish I could have been on there just to see that it's not the glitz and glam. It's not what you really think it is. And it's just sad. It's sad because they should be able to enjoy it. They brought so much joy to us as kids. They should be able to enjoy those moments. But instead, they was terrorized. Yes, I saw no safe space for them kids. No safe space. All the Dan was physically doing things to the girl on set. What is it? Something in Cat. I can't think of her name right now because I left during that time. It's something in Cat. He was like grabbing her arm and she's moving. This was when they sung happy birthday to her 18th birthday. And he grabbed her arm and she kind of moved over. And he sees that and he pulls away. But then he goes back and grab her like this. It's like he had so much power that he can do it in front of people and know that people was not going to speak up for them. That's the hard part. They was not going to speak up for her, and he knew it. That's why he did that. And I think another way Dan exerted his power is when he had them females massage him. Like, I can do whatever I want. And the female said, it was a writer. She said, I was working between two shows. I had so much stuff to do. He's like, come and give me a massage. To me, he's trying to exert his dominance. Like, it was very disheartening to watch. Hold on, y'all. I wrote a few things down on this. What's the next one? Yeah, the child predators that was on set. Y'all didn't do no background work. No background work. It was 4 of them who had active charges against them, allegedly. But but allegedly they had active charges and nobody said nothing. And the fact that y'all knew Dan was doing these type of things and y'all still brought him back, but y'all told him that he couldn't be on set, further lets you know that they can care less about you or your child's well-being. So then you as an adult have to make a decision. Is this worth my child and everything they gonna have to recover from? Is it really worth it? Because as you see, even though he was charged and all them lawsuits, they still brought him back because he has hit shows. That's all they care about is money. They don't care about none of that. And that is not cool. Let me see. Keep Dan because he made his. The slime game. Let's talk about it. I used to want to be on the slime game too. That's the crazy part. And the way they describe it, I'm going to start from what I've seen in my perspective. When I watched it, I thought they had fun. I thought it was a blast for them. I thought it was just jokes and giggles. Like, I thought they really did have an easy life. And to watch the movie and to see the way he talk about it, he's like, you literally have to sit there and watch your co-stars suffer and watch them go through things and do things that's uncomfortable for them and things that they don't like. It's like, dick. So even in the games that y'all supposed to be having fun, y'all still wasn't having fun. Because the whole Scorpio and the mouth thing, that's wild because they're still a child. Throwing worms in a bucket with a child inside, that's wild. To have that little boy covered in peanut butter and to have dogs lick on him, that's wild. Like, it was just, wow. Hidden in plain sight, that's dangerous. That's dangerous because we missing it. We need to pay more attention to stuff like this because it was literally in our face. I mean, us as a child, we wouldn't have known. And I think they did that on purpose because, let's be real, when you with your kids, what you do? Turn on the cartoons and you go off and you do what you normally do. You're not really paying attention to what they're doing, the jokes, what they're saying. That's why you really got to pay attention to these cartoons, baby, because they be having hidden agendas and hidden things in there that they know the parent that they know the parent is not going to watch or catch. But that's sad. That's sad that even on the games they wasn't supposed to. And Ariana Grande, I know she got a story, but to be honest, allegedly, this is just my opinion, I think they pay Ariana off. I think the people that's silent, they paid them off. They gave them a good check, and they decided to just take it on the chin and move on. Now, I'm not judging either parties because it shouldn't have happened to neither one. But me personally, I don't think we're getting anything from her. Why keep that hairstyle when you're here? First of all, pause. My hairline is not receiving. I have a big forehead. But, I mean, I'm still cute. But let's keep going. Effect from a child. Love to deal with everything involved, kid. Yeah, that's the last. That's actually, no, it's not the last thing. But one of the things I wanted to say, did y'all notice how the kids had to protect each other? Like, when Dan would do something with the female, the dude would run up and, like, jump in front of her. Like, they had to, it was so bad that they had to protect each other. And they're both in uncomfortable positions. They don't want to seem like they're, you know what I'm saying, causing problems on set. They still want to work. They still want to be around their friends that they created. So it's like you have to save them and then still play cool. Because even when Dan ran up behind, I cannot think of that girl's name. Sam and Kay. That's the show. When he walked up behind Sam, she was terrified. And she laughed about it, but you could tell she was thrown completely off guard. Like, whew. My heart goes out to them. I think from the R. Kellys to everything else, I think parents need to stop being so trusting to strangers. I think parents need to stop being so eager to get their kids involved in things and really do their due diligence. You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, those 4 predators had records. So if the parents would have looked up everybody on crew, had a list and did their due diligence on who did what, who did who, they would have known that those predators was on set. Again, I'm not blaming them for that because the predators need to be blamed. But again, if you would have did your homework, you would have known that. So to me, I'm blaming everybody but the kids. I'm blaming the parents. I'm blaming the predators. I'm blaming them grown ass adults who sat there and did nothing to help them kids. I'm blaming it all because y'all all wrong. Y'all all did wrong. Y'all all was just focused on money at the end of the day at the expense of kids. When it came from the parents, when it came from the adults working on set, from the industry, it was all about money, never about them kids. And like that boy said, you're just a dollar sign on set. There's no mental health, mental wellness, none of that. You're just a dollar sign and you just have to eat it up. And we've seen the effects of these little kids growing up without having that type of stability. No childhood, had to work their ass off and all this other stuff. And we've seen the effects of it. Now, some people were able to weed themselves out of it because other people had certain connections, like Raven. She was in the industry long before That's So Raven, so she pretty much knew what to do. And from what I've seen, Raven could have a story, but from what I've seen, she seemed like she dodged that era that I see a lot of people are in when they become adults. But when it comes to Amanda Bynes, I think y'all need to stop asking her to speak because she spoke. She spoke on Twitter as Ashley Banks, and she told y'all everything that happened in this documentary, but nobody believed her. Nobody listened to her. So to me, Amanda Bynes, you don't need to say nothing else. We've seen everything that's been going on. We don't need your take. I just want her to heal at this point. I feel like right now she just needs to heal and move on, because I wouldn't be speaking to y'all either. Because if you go back, and I don't even know if it's still on Twitter or not, but if you go back, she told us this. She told us this. And when you go back and look at a lot of things, a lot of kids were reaching out and was trying to tell us, but when you in emotion and moving, you ain't really paying attention. And that's what they want to happen. But when stuff like this go on, I just get on and just get the rant and just get to talking. So make sure y'all follow. Make sure y'all subscribe on YouTube. Make sure y'all follow on TikTok, y'all. I try to get on here at least once, twice a week on live, but I post content every single day. But I don't have anything else to say. I just need to get that off my chest. It's called, Rant Fridays, baby. Because they got them kids messed up, okay? But I hope y'all enjoy y'all Friday. I hope y'all have a good Friday. I know I am. Watch out for these babies. When you see babies, you see somebody need help when it comes to kids, speak up, because they can't speak up for themselves, Why strange subject matter? Well, it's a popping subject matter, which is why I'm talking about it. But I appreciate you coming in here, pushing my live and my engagement, Wolf Chef. But I think that's all I really have on my little list. Yeah, y'all have a good Friday, child. It's crazy out in these streets. Bye, y'all.